Hey there, this is the video portion of my flexibility assignment, and I got my husband Rob to come out and help me demonstrate the stretches that I chose for the specific routine. So the photo that we were given in the assignment, the biggest deviation that I noticed on the individual was that when she squatted, her knees excessively rotated inward. This tells me that there's some sort of issue with her superficial front line and the way it's all connected, be it her problem with dorsiflexion, her ankles, her knees, her hips, what you have there. Without further assessment on that specific individual, I don't know exactly where the problem is. I personally would probably make her go through the overhead squat, but seeing as I don't have that information, I chose 4 specific stretches, and Rob's going to help me demonstrate them. So the first one was the static gastrocnemius and soleus stretch. So I'm going to get Rob to stand about an arm's length away from the wall. I'm going to get whichever leg he wants to stretch and get him to extend it backwards, slightly internally rotating it. I'm going to get him to contract his glutes and his hamstrings, and I'm going to get him to bend his arms and lean forward until there's tension, at which point I'll get him to stop and hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. And then have him release it. The second stretch that I decided to go with was the static standing adductor stretch. So what I'm going to get Rob to do is stand with his legs pretty far apart and take his non-stretching leg a little bit forward, matching the back of his heel to the top of his toes. From here, I'm going to get him to keep his legs parallel, hands on the hip, torso upright, looking forward, and have him lean into this leg, towards the forward leg. This will cause a bend in the ankle, the knee, and the hips. I'll get him to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds at the first point of tension. Awesome. From there, I'm going to go through the active kneeling hip flexor stretch. So I'm going to get Rob to get into a half kneeling position with whichever hip he wants to stretch on the down leg, and the free leg at a 90-degree angle here. From here, I'm going to get him to internally rotate his hip to target the psoas, or keep it neutral to target his rectus femoris. Now here I'm going to get him to raise the arm that's aligned with his down or lowered leg up above. I'm going to get him to posteriorly tilt his hips and then shift forward to the first point of tension for 1 to 2 seconds and come back. 5 to 10 repetitions. Now the last stretch that I decided to go with was the active supine bicep femoris stretch. So I'm going to get Rob to begin laying on his back with his legs fully extended, and I'm going to get him to bring whichever leg he wants to be stretched up a little past 90 degrees and slightly adducted, so pulled towards his midline. From here, he's going to get his hand to stabilize it, getting his fingers holding the head of his, bicep femoris. So right. Now from here, I'm going to get him to fully extend his knee to the first point of tension, hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and repeat that for 5 to 10 repetitions. So that's the stretching routine that I decided to go with. Like I said, without further assessment, it's a little bit hard to determine what points actually need to be really concentrated on, but that's what I've gone with. So thank you very much.